Hey family, what's good? This is your girl. I am the Bronze Goddess, and this is another strawberry letter. Let's go get them. Where do we start? Here it goes. My husband and I have been married for 9 months and have already been separated due to stress, problems, baggage, and being married. We didn't live together before marriage, but the problems we had intensified after marrying and moving in. There has been so many arguments and communication breakdowns over hidden insecurities, disrespectful in-laws, right down to throwing away candy bar wrappers. We got so tired of this roller coaster ride that last month we filed for divorce. What? We have in the last 2 weeks stopped the divorce and are back at the table again. We are frustrated, and everyone around us is tired of the bickering and back and forth. I love my husband, and I know that he loves me, and we want to keep pushing on in our marriage. All I seem to keep hearing from seasoned married people is that the first year or of a couple's marriage is the hardest, and that this type of stuff is normal and will eventually get better. No one else seems to communicate to us exactly how do we get through these times without killing each other. I'm not saying that it's everyone's responsibility to walk us through this, but help us sister out. We get stuck in the what now position, and then we end up doing what we always did before. Just do it. Is great. I'm ready. I don't know what she means by that. Anyway, okay, how? My question is, how do I push through the first season of marriage and get to the better part? Is it all that matters of time and waiting? I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it the way that it is, but I'm trying to make sense of it at the same time. What kinds of practical things can you add to our prayers to get us some peace? I apologize for that. Sometimes people write me letters and I have to try to auto-correct them as I read them. Anyway, alright, so you've only been married for 9 months, and last month you filed for divorce. So at 8 months of marriage, you guys are already thinking about ending it. I don't know how long. There's so many things that I want to ask you. Like, how long did you guys date before you got married? Because how is it that only a few months into the relationship you realized you guys have so many differences, even without living together? How come it seems like you married somebody you don't really know? Your in-laws, they just became disrespectful after you guys got married. Did you have any clue that they would be this way before you got married? Did you all seek counseling before you got married? Have you sought counseling after you got married? Have you spoken to anyone? There's like so many questions to ask, but just based on the information that you've given me, it's way too early to give up on your marriage. Way too early. Divorce is the last recourse. After you have tried everything and absolutely nothing works, then you give up, if that's the case. But you guys you barely got in it, so it is a little bit difficult sometimes. So what? It got hard. You have to roll up your sleeves and stay in there and fight. Tossing around the D word this early is not good. The divorce word is like banned from my house. We can't say that word unless we're like really truly serious. And I don't think that you should be tossing it around at like 8 or 9 months in. It's like I don't understand how you guys can be on that page and be that so far gone after so little time. I definitely suggest that you guys pray. I suggest that you seek counseling. If you're not going to church, you need to start going to church and speak to your pastor about things that you can do, and definitely seek counseling. It's too early to give up. There's one question that I'm not able to ask you, but I wish I could. Do you love your husband? And if I'm going to ask you, do you love him? And if you hesitate, then how did you marry him? Why did you marry him? Because love is a very powerful thing. And love gets over. You said you guys argue about things even down to the candy bar wrappers. Loving somebody is deeper, and it won't let little minuscule trivial items like candy bar wrappers and stuff that doesn't really faze people when they're in love. Some things are important and some things aren't important. One of the things that my mom told me about marriage that I hold so true is you got to choose your battles. Candy bar wrappers, whether it's from your side or from his side, that's not major enough to be a problem. Do you guys love each other? If you love each other, you will fight. Giving up at 8 months is not fighting. Do you love him? And like I said, if you hesitate on that and you're not sure and all of that, it's like, well, I'm not sure why you married him, and it's not going to work. I don't think it will work if you aren't sure if you love him. I don't know there's so many situations. I don't know if you married him because you're getting older. You married him because your biological clock is ticking. You married him because you were with child. You married him because, I don't know what reason. He's the first person to ask you. I honestly don't know why you married him. That's the question I would ask you. Because at the point, for me, the outsider looking in, reading what you've given me, this is all you've given me. I don't understand how, at this point in the game, you're ready to give up. Now, we're not getting too personal. My husband and I have been married now for 7 years. October will be 8. Together, almost 9. Well, 9 in July. And that doesn't mean I win every battle. That doesn't mean that stuff he does doesn't get on my nerves. But I love him so much that unless it is a huge deal, I don't make a big deal about every little thing. Leaving the top off the toothpaste gets on my nerves. That's the equivalent of the whole candy bar situation. But it's not worth my marriage. He can leave it off for the rest of his life. Even though it gets on my nerves, it's not major enough. He comes home to me every night. I don't have to worry about him cheating. I can trust him. He's an amazing father. When you look at the whole picture, nothing else really matters. I'm blessed to have a great mother-in-law and an amazing father-in-law. But even if they were hard to deal with, or they got on my nerves, I'm not dealing with them on a day-to-day basis. And if he can't check his own parents, now that's a problem. But it's us against the world. And I think that you guys have to get that mentality that it's you two against the world. You can never allow the devil any room. The devil is truly an enemy. He watches you and he strategizes for ways that he can try to get you back. In different ways that he can infiltrate your life. And if you're letting him feel like divorce is an option, he will work that. The devil, he's messing with your marriage. Because that's the way he can get to you, by messing with your marriage. You and your husband, if you guys really love each other, you need to make a commitment and say, no matter what, we're not giving up on each other. No matter what, we're not giving up on each other. Nobody has the perfect marriage. Not even me. I'm just giving you advice from what I've learned over the past few years. But nobody has the perfect marriage. There is no such thing. When you see people who are together and they're in love and they're happy, they're people who know you got to give a little to get a little. They're not people who one of them is always winning, because somebody's going to get tired of apologizing all the time. Somebody's going to get tired of being wrong all the time. Marriage is give and take. You win some, you lose some. You choose your battles. Is it important enough to ruin my marriage? The candy bar wrapper, is that more important than me being with this man for the rest of my life? If you got to think about it, there's a problem. My in-laws get on my nerves. Is that important enough to not be with this person you want to be with for the rest of your life? Any hesitation is a problem. I don't care if my husband's mom was out of control or whatever. I love this man. I'll deal with her for him. If we didn't have any money, it's all about how much you love this man. How much you're willing to fight for him. And how much he's willing to fight for you, because you can't be in a relationship all by yourself. One person can't love more than another. You can't love your husband enough for the two of you, and vice versa. You both have to be all in. Forget all this 50-50 stuff. 100-100. You better give me all you got. And if you guys are willing to give each other all you got, you wouldn't be having this divorce conversation. Something somewhere is off. The math is off. For you guys to be saying divorce, I don't know who brought it up. I don't know if you brought it up. I don't know if he brought it up. I don't know if it was a mutual decision to bring up divorce. But someone is not all in. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's him. Somebody is not all in. Because if you are both giving it everything that you have, all this divorce talk would have never came in. Forget what you heard, all this bunch of, somebody told you that the first year is normally rough. I don't know what they're talking about. The first year is normally honeymoon. It's normally bliss. It gets tougher later, normally. I wouldn't even claim that. I don't claim that. It might have been tough for them, but that's not them. That's not your situation. That's them. The beginning is normally bliss. You just got married. You're happy to be with somebody who you're going to be with for the rest of your life. You guys skipped the honeymoon. Where's the honeymoon? Where's the lovey-dovey period? You guys jump right in. You sound like an old married couple tired of each other after 20 years. You barely been together 20 months. And you already throwing the D word around? First of all, ban that word from your house. We don't say that word unless we mean it. We don't say divorce unless we're in the lawyer's office. We don't take that word lightly. We don't toss it around. When we got together, we said for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, we are not giving up on our marriage. Not without a fight, a knockdown, drag out fight. The devil will not have our marriage. We're not going to hand it over to him on a silver platter. We will fight for our marriage. What God put together, let no man put asunder. Anyway, if you love your husband, fight for him. Seek counseling. If you both are willing to give it 100% apiece, all this will be solved. But if one of you is not all in, then it's not going to work. Whether it's you or whether it's him. But somebody's not giving 100%. I don't know if it's both of you. I don't know if it's one of you. But obviously, somebody's not giving it 100%. Marriages work because people are giving it 100%. That's any successful marriage works because people are giving it everything that they got and they refuse to quit. Anyway, I love you and I will see you in the next video. Till next time. Later, divas and dudes. Deuces.